Hi, this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a process video for Mad About mini paper pads, where we use anything but a 12 by 12 for most of our things, and then we can use one. So I am also going to be doing the Scrap Room Scrap Squad. It's the 12 days of Christmas Scrap Squad, or Scraplifts, and it is day number 6. And I absolutely love how this looks. So in the upper left-hand corner where you see my sketch, or the Scraplift that I'm doing the layout, there's a bunch of banner pieces. And I do work through most of this exactly the way it is. I do change up some of it, but for the most part, it's the same way. So I am in my traveling one that we went on our vacation in South Carolina. It was over Labor Day weekend. And these were the photos that I did to reveal my sleeve that I had at the moment. There's been a lot added to this sleeve since this reveal, but everybody that was following me along on social media wanted to see a full picture of the sleeve, and what better way than not to do it in the middle of the woods, right by the water. And it was oh so good. I had my coffee in hand. I do have some photos of where Asher's looking out just right at me, and it was just a perfect moment in a perfect area. So what I used for the banners was my 6x8 paper pad that is from Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Woodlands. And then I did focus on the 6x8 paper pads. Most of all of the pieces that I had is exactly for this, the banners that go down. So I made them all different sizes. I cut them and did everything like I wanted them to. And then, just kind of going from there. I do ruffle them. I do make sure that all of the pieces are the way I wanted them. I do the outlining off camera, if I remember correctly. And I think I did the outlining as well. So I accidentally cut this one the wrong way, and it made me so mad. Oh my God, did it make me so mad? No, was it? There was one of them I did the wrong way, and I had to cut it down, and it made me so mad. But I must have done that one off camera by accident. I am still in my little scrappy area that is at the crafty retreat that I did in January. And I just wanted to, let you guys know that I tried to make sure that everything was in camera view, and I forgot to put my washi tape. So I'm sorry that some of this is cut off on the bottom, but I do move it around to make sure that you can see. But for the most part, it's there. So what I'm doing is making sure that I'm following it to the T for the most part. But I also wanted it to be me, because this is a reveal of something that kind of became an obsession for a while, and it's still an obsession. I do go in every once in a while to make my sleeves go amazingly the way I want them to. So this was the start, as you can call, or what I would say as the beautiful relationship between my tattoo artist and my arms at this point. I did a full sleeve from top to bottom on the outside of my arm, and then I started adding pieces to the inside and around that connected. So what you can't see on the photos is I do have my Gemini symbol that's on my forearm, but it's in the inside part. And you can kind of see it there peeking out when I'm using my, like when you see my hands. And then I added, since I had Gemini, I added my 3 children's zodiac on my arm, starting with my oldest that, good golly, will be 26 here in March. And then my son Austin, and then my daughters. My son will be 23 this year, and then my daughter will be 14. So I added those, and then due to my rough, my very rough time for like the last few years with a relationship that I didn't know I should have never been in, this, that, and the other, I added the symbol or the saying let me, and it has a dandelion and it has them flying away saying that I'm letting them be them and they're gone. It's a long story, not going to say much about it, but in a sense that's what I added. And then I had this big floral piece already at the top that I had before I went to Germany, and I had that for the longest time, and then I added more to me. So, and then of course I started on my other side that this side doesn't have, and I don't have a reveal for that one yet because it's not done, and I've got more pieces that I want to add. But you can tell on my left hand side I've got a new one that I added over Thanksgiving break that I absolutely positively love, that I've shown on social media, and then I've added 2 pieces of wolves. So there's that. All right, so back to the layout. I added a bunch of pieces that I absolutely love around my photo, and now I'm working down below. This was the last layout I did with this setup. I had to change it because I kept getting off camera, and I realized that with this one, so I'm sorry. But it is that I'm just adding a bunch of stuff down there, and then just floral pieces, adding the camera. My title's going to be Wander. And then I added a bunch of little things down there that made sense to me. I did with my photos, I did a 4x5, and they were 4 by 2.5 times 2. So that's how I got the 4x5. 2 4x3s would have been too much, but I still wanted to achieve all that woody goodness and the lake swampness that I was standing by, because this was like right outside our cabin. I could walk down. This was part of like our, if you want to call it, like part of our cabin. And I walked down to this area every morning and sat there. There was a bench and stuff, and I just sat there and drank my coffee in the morning before everybody else got up. I'm always the early riser, and I'm up early today too. When I'm editing this, so when I was filming this was in January. When I'm editing this is the first day of February, so happy February. I know that I had a bunch of layouts prior to this, but happy February. When this goes up, it goes up on the 21st, so we'll be done with February. But I'm editing this, and everybody's asleep, and here I am up drinking my coffee, editing videos while I am waiting to make my breakfast for the day. I have caramel rolls. We ended up having a big snowstorm the day before this, and I hope and pray that when I say this that we do not have school, because I do not know how those buses or people are going to get around, because we're not going to get up above 30 degrees today, and that's not normal for the state of Georgia where I live. So I am finishing up the embellishments. I am going through all of the little bits and bobs that I have in my little crop and create little piece that I absolutely love. I love that thing. When I go on crops, it works wonderful for everything. I use it for mixed media. I use it for my ephemera. I use it for my trash. It just works wonderful. And it makes it to where I only have one piece versus multiple pieces that I use here at home. So then I add, I know I add some other little bits down on the bottom, and then I add a few little pieces on top. I added the floral up there, that floral cluster up there that's not in the layout that I'm scrap lifting. And then I also added this butterfly, and then I'm down here on the bottom again. Like I said, I'm super sorry that you can't see my process down there, but this is what happens when you go to a crafty retreat. You're, fixing everything and mixing everything, and then you realize, shoot, stuff is not right. But I am coming in with the Shimmers Paints Color Splash Penny in Your Pocket. That's that gold coppery goodness that they have, and I absolutely love how that turned out. Make sure you check out everybody. Do all the YouTube-y stuff. Like and subscribe. Go check out everything. I hope that you guys are all staying safe. Have a wonderful day, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye.